So today's challenge is film a high quality motorcycle commercial with just an iPhone. Can I do it? Well, in this video, I'm going to take you behind the scenes, show you how I filmed and edited the video as well as the final video itself. And as a side note, this is not an actual commercial for the company, but I hope you enjoy. Now, I wanted to challenge myself and see if I can create a movie quality video or as close to a movie quality video using just my smartphone. Now, I have an iPhone, this is what I'm going to be using, and I wanted to see, can I do it? I see those videos, the commercials that Apple does with their iPhone, showing like these, music videos being shot with the iPhone, cool travel videos being shot with the iPhone. So I texted my friend Joey, and he was like, yes, let's do it. Because we've been talking about doing some sort of video for a while, and I was like, well, this is a great idea. Let's do this. So the whole idea of the video was to show him driving from his house to the beach. Obviously, it's not just following him driving down the street, but I wanted to make this look as cool as possible. Knowing that I only had the iPhone with me, I used an app, and it's called Filmic Pro. With this, you have to purchase the app. I think it's 14 bucks. But since I'm using it a lot, it's worth it. It makes the footage a lot more cinematic than just using the regular iPhone camera app. You're able to use the phone as a camera, as you would a camera, in terms of like the ISO, the f-stop, the aperture, and the shutter speed. So you're able to control all that. So when I'm filming with my smartphone, right, the best way to hold it is like this. Two hands. Obviously make sure your fingers are not in front of the camera. It's important not to use your wrists. That way you have more stabilization, you can get smooth footage, and your footage, you don't have to stabilize your footage in post. So for the first shoot, I sent a text to Joey, told him we have to do this early to get that golden hour sunlight on you and to make this look as good as possible. I got up at 5 a.m., met with him, and got to his house. And from there, I just started filming with my iPhone. So we got to his house, and the first thought I had in my mind was, all right, we have to showcase this bike. We have to show how cool it looks. And I wanted to show Joey suiting up and hopping on the bike, turning it on, and heading out. I made sure to add some movement to it. I put my phone on my gimbal, and I did some, shots that are pushing in, some sliding shots, some close-up shots. I did some handheld shots as well. And then I had my friend Ray, who was also the behind-the-scenes filmer, so thank you, Ray. He was also the driver. So how did we get the tracking shots? Well, I hopped in the back seat, and while Ray was driving, Joey was on the other side, next to us, and I just put my gimbal outside the window as he was driving. Now, the only problem I ran into when I was filming, when I had the gimbal outside the window, was the wind. So I just made sure to try to keep it stable as much as possible. For the most part, I had the gimbal inside the car, so it wasn't catching any wind as Joey was driving by. Now, when I was filming, I had the setting to where it was 60 frames per second because I wanted to integrate some slow motion in there as well. And I was shooting at 4K. And why shoot 4K with a smartphone? Well, here's the thing. The best way to use 4K is when you're editing. If you are editing a video and you're exporting it at 1080p, think of it like a window. If it's 1080p and this is the window, if you film at 4K, your footage is going to be bigger than the window. So what that means is you're able to resize the 4K video clip without losing the quality. So we filmed those tracking shots, and then I want to try some shots of attaching the phone to Joey and the bike. How is this possible if there's no gear specifically for this? Well, I kind of had to rig it in a way. I had a metal clamp mount for the phone. So I was able to slide the phone into that, and I actually used my GoPro chest mount that I put on Joey, and I taped that to the phone mount itself. So that way I was able to get a shot looking down the front of the bike with both of his hands there on the handlebars and everything, as if, you know, first person point of view type shot. Another shot I wanted to get was down near the wheels. So same thing, I used the same GoPro setup that I had. I stuck it right there in the rear wheel. Looking at it now, the shot looked pretty cool. There is a little bit of shakiness because obviously it was with the bike and stuff, but I just wanted to experiment with the angles. Don't be afraid to experiment with different angles, different shots. There's been times when I was filming and I was like, this shot seems a little crazy, I don't know. The best thing you can do is just to try it and get it. And you look back at the footage after and you're like, all right, this is gonna work. This is definitely going in the video. Film shoots like that when you're with friends and you're being creative like that is awesome. It gets the creative juices flowing, and if you're passionate about something like creating video, the time flies by. All right, so let's head into the editing breakdown. I'm gonna start playing the video here, and you can see the timeline as I play the video. So you can see here I did a cross dissolve. You can also do fade to black. Both work in these types of situations. So you're not able to see it here, but the actual natural sound of the motorbike revving up is just above this song track. So I left a space in there just to add that little emphasis of the motorbike revving up. Here, as you can see, this is kind of like a whoosh sound effect that I added for that transition. And here is a nest sequence. So let me go back here. I added that nest sequence for the transition effect. And let me go back a little bit here. You can see right here, I added a layer, like an overlay for like a bokeh little effect there. Here is also another overlay. I got my overlays on storyblocks.com. It's a pretty good website. And this was just kind of like I think I searched for a retro, let me see here. Kind of like a retro overlay, and I add that on top of that clip. That was a lens flare transition or effect that I used for the transition. I got that off of YouTube. You can find lens flares or bokeh for free, and I just got that off of YouTube. For the transitions, I got them off BJK Productions. I would recommend that for a lot of transitions because he produces a lot of cool presets, which makes your editing so much faster. You don't have to make your transitions manually. So that's where I got these transitions from. So you can see here, I'm spacing out my transitions and effects. I'm just doing hard cuts in the sequence, as you can see, and then I'm gonna add a couple extra effects right now. So here I added a couple layers of overlay in terms of different retro effects, different retro film overlay effects. I believe that's what I searched for in Storyblocks. Okay, so what I did here was I added another layer. This was the original clip right here. I copied, pasted the same layer, masked it, and then increased the scale just slightly, and I decreased the opacity slightly. I would say probably like 50%. So when you play it, you can see right here, it's kind of, oh, and I changed the positioning as well, just a little bit, so it's a little bit off, so you can get this effect. And then I added this glitch effect as well, and I masked that so it fits the outline of the bike and Joey. And I added a couple effects there as well, going back and forth a couple clips, increasing the scale. So here I decided to do like a hard cut to match the beat instead of doing a fade in or cross dissolve, I mean. And I also added, because I was filming from the car and it was pretty windy, I added a couple bike sound effects just to add a little emphasis there. Now here in the original filming, I had the camera go from his foot all the way to the top, as you can see here, but it would have taken a long time. That's why I added a cross dissolve. And then same thing here, just to add just a little bit more to it. I added some glitch effects and then a couple quick clips from previous shots that I had. And then just some little overlays that I got from Storyblocks. There you go, add the logos. So thanks again for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to learn more about making videos with your iPhone and also video editing as well, I placed a link down below to my video starter kit playlist that you can watch. With that being said, I'll see you on the next video. Peace.